It's 10:34 p.m. October 13th, Monday. 10:13. I'm your 10, I'm your 13. Got a haircut today. Great clips. Went to casino, had two free bets. $20 bet, won. $15 bet, won. Two $5 side bets, lost. So I came out, lost 10, won 20, 125. I ate dinner, free dinner. It cost me, guess I left $4 there to tip. So now I won about $20. And I came home, tried to make some bets on football, four parlays. They were all live until Washington had that fumble at the end. Then Chicago went in and got a field goal. And Chicago, if the one guy, Ozama or whatever, would got a touchdown, that would have won a parlay. But yeah, I had four bets. They all went down the toilet using that $20 I won. But Chicago won. Good for the Bears. Guess I was going to bet on them to win, just to win by the spread. But I don't know what the spread was. If they were favored to win or to lose. It was 1 point game. So, fuck, I don't know. Washington had a few too many turnovers, or I probably would have won some parlays. But that's a casino. This big, younger looking black guy with big old glasses on. Because something about Woolworthsville. A lot of black people like to talk about Woolworths with me. Woolworths, you may call me the greatest employee in the history of that company. Hand me $1 billion. You're no different than everybody else. Applies to everybody at Woolworths, everybody everywhere. So Woolworths are nothing to me but a bunch of fucking punks, perhaps murderers, liars, setups, gossips. And I worked there my senior year at Metcalf South in high school and walked out there. No. How would I get paid $1 an hour? You think I give a shit about Woolworths after that shit? The gossip of the pet department manager getting shot and killed for so-called stealing shit from the store. And of course, the other department managers were stealing shit themselves. I mean, they had retail college degrees, junior college degrees, so they cover each other's ass. And the guy going to med school, pre-med, whatever, they didn't like him. So they just accused him of stealing. Maybe he did. Maybe they just made up a lie because they didn't like him to try and kill him. That's all these idiots do everywhere is make up lies to get people in trouble. And they cover each other's ass. So there's very little credibility anywhere for all this shit people start talking. But I'm talking Woolworths. I'm so sick of black people saying Woolworths around me and getting attitude and mouthing off. I'm $1 million a second. I'm $4 billion a year. Woolworths, hand me $4 billion. Bring it out in the open. Sick of all your punk ass bullshit. Merrill Lynch, you owe me $1 trillion. Smith Barney owes me $1 trillion. Payne Weber owes me $1 trillion. Like when I was sitting at the bar eating dinner at Hollywood, I said, I've been in jail for trespassing at Merrill Lynch. And I own Merrill Lynch. Right now, I own Bank of America, so I own Merrill Lynch. Same way I own Hollywood Casino because I own Penn National Gaming. They said my degrees don't matter. They're flunks out of kindergarten because you're no different than everybody else. And who the fuck are they? They're all punks who are flunks out of kindergarten, liars, gossips, punks, scum, shit fucks. Woolworths, you think you're something to me? You're nothing but a bad memory. The fact that people bring it up to me, I don't even know who the hell they are. You see, what they are is scum. They know they're scum. They know they're nothing. So they want to pick a fight or get in something with somebody like me who's better than they are. Look, you're just fucking scum. You don't stand a chance against me. All you are is scum. You'll blindside me. You'll set me up. It ain't going to matter. Nothing matter. Nothing you do is going to matter. You're going to get away with it. Well, they've already gotten away with a lot of shit, so I do this shit to stop them from getting away with what they've done because they're not acceptable. They're not remotely acceptable. I'm a Crawford. I'm a Kansas scholar. What's your ACT percentile, punks? Did you graduate from kindergarten, let alone high school? You're just dumbass punks. Think Woolworths matters to me? Well, it'll pay me $1 billion a year, and then no matter. Otherwise, they're just a bad memory of murder and bullshit. That who cares? It just made me graduate on to that's the scummiest goddamn type of job. These retail businesses are just pure scum, pure minimum wage scum. Who gives a shit? It don't matter. You're past them, you're over them, and they don't matter anymore. That's what it is. No, not all of them. Some of them were. I don't know. Who the hell knows what everybody? Every individual, it's like everybody else. They don't know what the other people are doing or what the hell's going on half the time. Woolworths, $1 billion a week for me. Every country club in America I feel like joining, paid for by your corporate headquarters. I'm so sick of people saying Woolworths around me. They're scum. Scum at fucking Casey's. Threatening to shoot me, pussy. You're scum. I don't give a shit. Walmart. I own Walmart. I don't give a shit. I don't get paid to work there. I'll pay me $1 billion a year. Fine. That's an expense. I doubt they want to do that. But sick of people bugging me too. They want to pay as little as possible. They want to minimize their expenses the best way they can, and who's ever in charge of corporate headquarters. That's the way it works in business, huh? No, I can't argue with that. Because I've been disrespected for my real estate license and hedge fund license and ownership at these stockbrokers, and so I take bullshit jobs like that just because I have nothing to do and I'm just trying to get a little extra, scratch. But I'll just say up front, they're bullshit, dumbass jobs I don't give a shit about because I'm not getting paid enough to give a shit. And the only reason I do it is because I've been fucked over with these other jobs. And how many people work in those places because they've been fucked over in jobs that are good and pay money? How many people work there thinking they're going to start at the bottom and move all the way to the top? I had the idea at Woolworths until it didn't happen. And so I know that don't work. Maybe it worked for some people sometime. It didn't work for me once, and I'm not going to put up with it again. So don't worry about it. I don't give a shit. You're nothing. You're a flunk out of kindergarten. Now, this guy Panasonic rents from me. He said you start at the bottom. He's like a big kid who just doesn't even fucking. He didn't graduate from college, but he went to college for a while. Panasonic. I start when I want to start. I quit when I want to quit. And right now, when I start, I have to get $1 billion a week and $1 billion signing bonus. Do strategic planning, finance. And that's an expense to the company, no question. And all you dumbasses aren't working for free, so shut the fuck up. And who controls the board of directors? Anybody own 51% of the company? Do I own it? Does it matter? Merrill Lynch is owning the place. I mean, you get a paycheck now? All it means is you disrespect me and you have to have a nuke drop on your punk ass fucking punks. And I have to get $1 billion a week for every week since kindergarten because you're all punks. That's what it means. Coldwell Banker, Reese Nichols. It's survival in the city, and all that matters is you're no different than everybody else. Who's got leverage? Who can get away with what? Who knows? Last time I went to Walmart, These two guys, white guys, went up to a black guy, said, "We understand you were in an altercation down the parking lot." He had on earphones, like you couldn't hear him until he got up and stopped him. I didn't stick around to listen to it, and I don't know if it was they were putting on a show for me personally, or if they were serious. I don't know. I didn't really care. I never had an issue in the parking lot, but Woolworths, there are people getting killed in Woolworths in the parking lots. It's a national news occasionally and in source. So Walmart, I don't work there. I own it. I'm not an employee of any Walmart, but I will be the chairman. And I expect 10 figures a year, 10 figures a week. I don't work for free anymore. I'll never work for free again. And like I said, if I'm so desperate I have to take a bullshit job like that again, you think I'm going to give a shit? Fuck no. I guess people who know what's going on know they don't want people like that, or they don't care. Or they'll let me, and then they'll say, I fight. We'll say, well, you did something bad when you were an employee here with your big bad degrees. What do you expect us to do? You see, and then they'll try to get you involved and make you like the scum who are doing shit and say you're like them and they don't give a shit. It's just one piece of shit after another. Yeah, there's always openings for jobs nobody wants. The jobs people want, what they kill people for, I guess. I don't know. Like that's what they do with these stockbrokers, kill people for their jobs. I don't know. I've thought about it. They've pushed me to the limit where I thought about it. Yeah. So if I've thought about it, other people have thought about it, haven't they? And other people have been pushed to the limit, probably. Other people don't know what the fuck's going on. It's just one fucking thing after another. So punks, hand me the trillion. You're guilty.